What's up, guys? Lance the Obscure Movie Guy coming to you once again, bringing you another video on another beautiful day outside. And today we are going to talk about parody movies. Yes, there's crappy movies that make fun of other movies in a parody. And it seems like every generation seems to have some sort of parody movie that hits the nail on the head, and then you've got some that are a big miss. But, late 70s, early 80s, we had the Airplane parodies, which mocked some of the late 1970s airplane hijacker films. Also in the 80s, we had Spaceballs, obviously a parody of Star Wars. In the 90s, we had the Naked Gun series, which was a parody based off of Police Files, which was also a parody of Dragnet. And then so on and so forth. We have the Scary Movie franchise, Paranormal Activity. So parodies are something that have a long and lively history throughout the course of cinema, and some of them are, like I said, they're really hit and miss. Some of them are really funny. Some of them are pretty terrible. Most of them are not very good, but they're not really meant to be. That's the thing with a parody. They don't try to be a good movie. It's not supposed to be. It is supposed to be a parody, and usually a parody is something that is ridiculous, over the top. So I've got 3 of them that I've watched that pretty funny. The first one we're going to talk about is 2015's Superfast. Found this lovely gem on YouTube, and I thought it was hilarious. It is a parody of the Fast and Furious franchise. In fact, this was originally scheduled to be released. It came out the same day that Furious 7 came out. Obviously, very much under the radar. Limited release. Stars Alex Ashbaugh and Dale Pavinski, 2 guys that I don't really know a whole lot about. They do a lot of TV stuff. Alex Ashbaugh plays Lucas White, which is a parody in and of itself based off of Lucas Black, who starred in Tokyo Drift. And Dale Pavinski plays Vin Sorrento, obviously a play on Vin Diesel. There's even a Dio Johnson who actually plays Detective Johnson in the movie, play on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. All of the characters are just plays on other ones. There's, in fact, one of the sister in the movie is just named Jordana after Jordana Brewster. So, but it is a hilarious movie. It really is. They do a really good job mocking Fast and Furious. I mean, Alex Ashbaugh plays Lucas White, who is the Brian O'Connor character of the movie. Even though his name's based off of Lucas Black's name, the character's based off of Paul Walker's Brian O'Connor, and very much the very first Fast and Furious Brian O'Connor, the very much surfer dude. Alex Ashbaugh goes over the top with the heavy surfer accent. Dim-witted, as it would be. Detective Johnson, the guy's built like The Rock and dumb as a rock. And then Vin Sorrento. Dale Pavinski does a pretty good job of being Vin Diesel. It's actually pretty hilarious to watch. But all in all, pretty funny movie. Don't go into these things with high expectations because they're not meant to be good movies. The next one I want to talk about is also from 2015, and it is called Tooken. Obviously a parody of Taken. This movie is pretty ridiculous, but actually had a pretty good cast. Don't really know the leading actor was Lee Tergesen, I think is his last name. He's one of those guys that if you saw him, you'd be like, dude, I've seen that guy in a lot of stuff. And you have. He does a lot of TV stuff. He does a really good... he plays the character of what Liam Neeson's character was. And he does a pretty good job, actually, trying to kind of sound like Liam Neeson, but not be exact to it. It also stars Reno Wilson. He's been on a lot of stuff too. He does a lot of voice acting as well. In fact, he's done a lot of voices for the Transformer movies. Brains, Mudflap. There's a couple other ones. Frenzy, I think. But it seems like he's in every one of the Transformers movies. Does a video. He's also one of those guys that if you saw him, you would recognize him for sure. He also played Orlando. Very small part, but he played Orlando in the Crank series, Crank and Crank 2 with Jason Statham. And there's a Margaret Cho, actually plays the bad guy in the movie, which was pretty hilarious. She's always top notch in everything she does. And there's some ridiculous cameos too from Akon, Jenny McCarthy, Donnie Wahlberg. So the movie is fairly ridiculous. In fact, it gets very ridiculous at the end. I'm just gonna say, sword fight with a giant penis. That's what you're getting with this movie. So, you know, again, they're not made to be good movies. But Tooken, based off of Taken, similar premise. Similar premise, but it's not. I mean, basically, the Lee Tergesen plays the character of Liam Neeson, retired CIA agent, and he's paranoid that his daughter is going to get taken, and constantly, you know, being overprotective, and she tries to go to a party. He beats the crap out of the boyfriend. It's got a lot of funny parts. It really does. Definitely worth the watch. About 90 minutes long. It's not too hateful. It's not great. Remember, these are parodies. They're not meant to be good movies. The last one I want to talk about, I love this movie. I couldn't find a whole lot of information on it. I came across it on Tubi, which is a free app that I downloaded on my PlayStation. I love it. This is called No Chance, and this was done low budget, but I love this movie. If you're a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger's 1980s and early 1990s action movies, I'm talking Commando, Raw Deal, Predator. If you're a fan of any of those, this guy does a parody of basically Commando and goes even over the top with that. So the actor's name is John Mantrixx. That's got to be a stage name, and obviously it's a play off of Arnold Schwarzenegger's character from Commando called John Matrix. So, again, I couldn't find a lot of information on the actor, the producers. I think the actor and producer, or actor and director, is the same guy, but using two different names. But, man, it's hilarious. It really is. If you're a fan of Schwarzenegger movies, it is a parody of them, and it is great. The way the guy, his acting is subpar, and it's supposed to be because, let's face it, Arnold got better as he got older, but come on, man. 80s Arnold was what you got. His accent in the movie kind of goes in and out a little bit between kind of like a Christopher Walken, Arnold Schwarzenegger type deal. But just everything about the movie, the ridiculous gunfights, the ridiculous explosions, the way Arnold Schwarzenegger would throw guys off of him, you know. And dude, they even brought back, okay, this guy brought back Vernon Wells. Vernon Wells is an Australian actor who was in Mad Max. He's been on Knight Rider. He's a great actor. Brought him back to play a parody of his character from Commando. He played Bennett in the original Commando series. And I can't remember, I think it's Barrett, I think is what it is in the movie. But he comes back. They got Vernon Wells to come back and do this. And I'm talking Vernon Wells. If you've seen Commando, you know what I'm talking about. But he's even got like the chainmail vest, you know, same mustache, same haircut. I mean, it was great. And movie's hilarious. And I love the fact that at the end of this movie, they did a tease for another parody that they're going to come out with called Total Rewind, which is basically, obviously going to be a play on Total Recall. So I can't wait to see it. No Chance. Check that one out. It is worth the time. It is worth the laugh for sure. If you had to watch any three of these, No Chance would be my first one to go to. I would watch that again. In fact, I'm probably gonna go watch it again right now because it's hilarious. And check it out. Also, you can check me out on Facebook. I've made a new Facebook page, so be sure to like and subscribe to that. Follow that. Like, subscribe, and comment to the YouTube channel. Share the videos, guys. Let's keep watching some ridiculous videos, and let's stop watching mainstream media. Let's not argue about dumb crap. Let's watch some crap, legitimate crap, but it's hilarious. Guys, I'll check you out in the next video.